So we started 2 horses lately. One was Chewy. I'll put a link to his video at the end of this one. And the other was this horse. This is Zyla. I posted a video of her the first time I got on her back, ponying her. She's been under saddle for a couple of weeks. We've had to work through some issues. First, she didn't want to go. And then, when she did go, she wanted to buck. A little bit of a temper tantrum, wanted to complain. I don't know that she's totally over all of that. You can obviously see that she's not over the not go. Don't know that she ain't going to buck. But she doesn't seem like she just wants to. She might get upset and do it, but she don't seem like she wants to. I'm trying to encourage walking forward with a gentle ask, tell, and demand. I'll put my spurs here. This is demand. In the past, that's when she would start to buck. As we get more go, she's starting to understand. There we go. She's starting to understand, so she's starting to complain. And that's the main topic I want to talk about in this video. The main topic of this video I want to talk about is that there's 3 reasons why you would have trouble with your horse. First one is pain. Pain in the saddle, pain in the gut. It could be pain anywhere. That's going to give you trouble with your horse. Second one is lack of respect. I get a lot of horses in, a lot of older horses in with that problem. Some younger horses, but mostly older horses, and that's lack of respect. The horse knows better, knows what he's supposed to do, but he's just not doing it because they just don't respect you enough as a leader. And the third issue is lack of training, which of course is what's going on with here. She's just a couple of weeks under saddle. Lack of training. So the reactions that she gives us, like right then, just sulling down, we need to work through. She's not trying to be bad. That's lack of training. So I'm going to train that. Ask with my hand. Take with my voice. Bump with my spur. And go. Fix the lack of training. What we were having trouble with in the past was when she did move, I'm going to get her, there we go, in a position where it's awkward. She's wanting to go see that horse. I'm going to let that be a little bit of bait. Now let's see if we can go this way. She gets moving, I'm going to turn loose. Lack of training, give her the reward. Make not moving hard. Make not moving uncomfortable. Then when the feet do move, I get soft. There we go. I'm going to start kicking a little harder. She got to where when we were kicking harder, that's when she would buck. But we got to work through that. This horse has been a little bit of a handful to get started. She wasn't intentionally bad, but she had a hard time figuring out what the right answer was. I just have a plain smooth ring snaffle on her, but I have the reins attached to the halter. I'm actually pulling on the halter, and I will continue to do that until she has better steering and she seems like she understands steering better. Now we're walking nice. I'm actively riding, but I've got a loose rein. I'm giving her the reward of going forward. I lost her attention. Let's go over here now. Point her nose, bump up my spurs. She's moving, now I get soft again. This is a good candidate to track cows. I have not done that with her yet. A lot of horses, when you first track a cow, they will buck at first. The excitement and the fun will bring out a buck. She seems like the kind of horse that would do that. So I want to get more steering control before we start tracking cows. I want her to have a better understanding of what I'm asking her to do. There we go. We got her feet moving. This is getting a lot nicer. I want to build a nice, solid, good quality foundation on this horse. I've talked to the owner, and we have a general direction of what direction we want this horse to go in, but we don't have any specific plans. We're just kind of waiting to see what she's capable of. So I'm going to keep working her towards that general direction, and we will see what she seems like she would be good at. She's built pretty nice. She's definitely pretty. She's going to be eye-catching when she goes in the arena, no matter what event she ends up doing. Or she just ends up being a trail horse. That's okay too. Either way, we have to have a good solid foundation. Much better. Point her to the nose. I started kind of wiggling my leg like that. Wiggling my left leg to turn right. She leaned that way, but she didn't go, and I gave her a little push with the spur, and she went on and went. Now, like I've said, I always use ask, tell, demand. But I don't always go to tell. It's kind of like if you tell your kids something to do and you count to 5 and they know that a reprimand is coming at 5, but they wait till 4 to go do whatever you tell them to do. In that situation, your child knows better. Kind of the thing that I did when my kids was that age. My kids are in their 40s now. Thing that I did when my kids was that age, I said, you got to 5, but I'm not going to count by ones. I'm going to skip some. You figure out which ones I'm going to skip. After they were old enough, then they started waiting until 4 to do what I asked them to do. That's what I'm doing here. I'm using ask, tell, demand. 1, 2, 3. But there's going to be times I'm going to skip 2. She gets further along, there might be times that I skip 1 and 2. But at this point, I'm still going to ask and then either go to tell and then demand, or go straight to demand. This is a nice-minded horse. She doesn't intentionally do anything bad. She don't want to be bad. Just her learning is a little bit slow for this part. Right there, I'm asking her to go. She's a little bit distracted by what I'm doing instead of going forward. She's thinking about what I'm doing instead of thinking through that if she just walks on forward, I would quit. We have to reach that pinnacle. That light bulb has to come on with her. Walking nice, I'm just going to relax. Loose rein, actively ride. That's what's going to make that light bulb come on. It's not the asking or telling or demanding that makes the light bulb come on. Let's walk. I'm bumping pretty hard with my left spur. Get harder. Get harder. Oh, now I'm wiggling it now. I'm going to put her head in a position that it's going to be hard to stay here. I'm actually going to lean a little bit. Get her feet to unlock. This is what we had all in the beginning there. And then go forward. There we go. In the beginning, that's all we had. And then she would buck out of it. But now we just have to reinforce doing it simpler. Be clear, give clear instruction, and clear reward. I think we've got a couple of weeks on this horse. I'd like for her to have been further along at this point. I could have pushed her and made her be further along, but that would not have built this good foundation that we're going to end up with in the end. There's one clock that matters when it comes to horse training. It's not a calendar. It's not what me and you think of days. It's the clock that's in that horse's head. They need to be worked regular with repetition and consistent repetition. So they work very similar each time. Now, let's turn her to the left this time. Last time I kind of brought her off balance to the right. There we go. Use that horse as bait. So they need repetition and they need consistency. They need to be asked the same way every time. She has been a little slow figuring that out. As soon as she took a step, I quit. But when she figures that out, this is going to be a nice horse. She really don't want to be bad. She just don't understand. We have done ground driving with her. We've backed up and drove. We've backed up and ponied. In fact, I posted a video of ponying her. And all that helped to some degree, but there's no substitute from just getting on there's no substitute for just getting on their back and asking. They have to get on their back and ask. Turn this way. She was wanting to go to the barn. Let's ask her to do something I want her to do. I've used the horse's bait a couple of times. That's the nice thing about having these horses come up here. With horses like this, I can kind of use them as bait to tease this horse into moving. But they need to steer away and do what I ask them to do. So this is Zyla. I'll be posting more videos as she progresses. The other horse that we just started is Chewy. That's short for Chewbacca. I'll post a link to his video up here. Until next time, thank you for watching.